She was murdered by her own daughter. This is what happened to 47-year-old Yoon Mi Hoi. Yoon Mi was born on December 17th, 1965 in South Korea and was married to a man named Robert Guzman. The two had a daughter named Isabella, and they were a pretty happy family. The three of them lived together in Aurora, Colorado, and things were going well until Isabella was around 3 years old. This is when Yoon Mi and Robert decided to get a divorce. They both later remarried, and Yoon Mi married a man named Ryan Hoi, who was about 8 years older than her. During this time, Yoon Mi also opened up a photography studio called Bella's Portrait Studio, named after her daughter Isabella. She worked really long hours to support her family, but she just absolutely adored this job. From the outside, they seemed like a normal family, but as we know, things aren't always as they seem. Because behind closed doors, the family was dealing with a lot of issues. Isabella and her mother Yoon Mi just couldn't get along. They were always arguing, bickering against each other, and just couldn't get on the same page. So when Isabella was around 7 years old, Yoon Mi decided to go send her to live with her father Robert. That way they could kind of just get some space from each other. You know, she just felt like she couldn't get her daughter to obey her, so maybe some time apart would help. After a couple of years, when Isabella was around 14 years old, she moved back in with her mother Yoon Mi and with her stepfather Ryan, but the fighting continued. This time apart didn't really seem to help, and the fights were now escalating and just growing more and more intense. Robert said that Yoon Mi was a very hardworking person, just trying to be good for her family and provide everything that she could for her daughter Isabella, but that Isabella just didn't appreciate anything that her mother did for her. Not even the fact that her mom literally gave her a job at the photography studio, which she named after Isabella. Things got worse on August 27th, 2013. That day, Isabella and her mom got into a very intense argument, which resulted in Isabella cursing in her mom's face and spitting in her face. The next day, Yoon Mi woke up to a very eerie email from her daughter Isabella. The email actually wasn't addressed to Yoon Mi, but it was sent to her email. It was actually addressed to someone named Cecilia, and the email consisted of statements that read, quote, "You will pay," and quote, "You've been cursed." Yoon Mi got extremely scared when she read these emails. She was like, wait, what does this mean? What am I going to pay for? Am I cursed? Like, what is going on? She got really scared that her daughter was sending her these things, so she decided to call the police and ask for their help.